Hey guys, it's your boy MoodZi back at it again with another review. We're here talking about chapter 47, and saying that feels kind of funny since people are in chapter like bajillion 55 or some shit like that. I think it's chapter 60 actually. But it's good to be back, and it's good hopefully in a couple weeks, and by a couple weeks, probably a couple years. No, I'm kidding. But hopefully a couple weeks we can get there. But yeah, like I said before, I just want to get this out the way. I won't take like a long ass intro like I did with the previous video, but I just want to say that I'd like to keep the spirits of my integrity within how I conduct myself on the second channel. I'd like it to be a place where I can just be myself and tell you how I feel. So if you also feel like you don't agree with a particular thing I said, without spoiling of course, if you disagree with something, then please tell me. It is absolutely fine if you think I'm wrong. I'm not a dickhead, I'm not stuck up, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I know better than you just because I'm a Dragon Ball YouTuber. Because at the end of the day, yes, I post videos about Dragon Ball on YouTube, but that doesn't make my opinion better than anyone else. If you want to also share your opinion, you want to tell me how you think, your opinion can be more valid than I do. Because trust me, there are a lot of people out there who are just as smart or even have more knowledge than geekdom. You know, I think one of the in fact, I'm not dissing anyone here, but I think the best Dragon Ball YouTube out there, and in terms of knowledge, because as you know, entertainment is subjective. Like I can't tell you one YouTuber is better than the other because some guys think I'm the best YouTuber, which I disagree. I don't think I'm that good, but some people think I'm the best. So entertainment is subjective. But when we talk about facts, about who gives the deepest analysis and has the deepest understanding of the show, then it has to be Mr. Fusion. I think Mr. Fusion is phenomenal, and I think his way of thinking and his way of conducting his work, I think he has one of the best Dragon Ball YouTube channels out there, to be honest, in my opinion. I learn a lot from him, even though I don't agree with a lot of things he says, but that's how good he is, the fact that I don't agree with his stuff, but I still enjoy it. But anyways, we're not here talking about YouTubers, we're here talking about my opinion about the new chapter. So having said all of that, I think it's only fair that I tell you guys that I'm a little bit disappointed with this chapter, and it has nothing to do with the cliffhanger of it. Like, I don't mind Majin Buu getting the spotlight. In fact, I enjoyed it. I dislike it for other reasons, not because it's Majin Buu or because Dragon Ball Super is deciding to give screen time for someone else than Vegeta and Goku. I just don't like the pacing of this manga. It felt like a lot longer than the previous one. When I was reading the last one, which was yesterday when I was reading it, it felt very short. This one felt overdrawn, and it has to do with the fact that we're still in the same place. The fact that they just woke up and they realized that it's been 3 days and they've just been sleeping, and basically nothing happened in 3 days. So conveniently, when they woke up, that's when I had an issue with it. It's by convenience, Moro started to sense the Dragon Balls. It's like, really? Now you sense the Dragon Balls? Before you were just hunting the villages and used to like ravage them one by one, just to extend the time. So that's where I didn't like it. Why did it have to be 3 days? You know, like I understand the whole point of it is to convey the fact that he was getting stronger. If I was like an assistant of Toyotaro, not that I would be, not that I'm qualified, I would raise the point that it does not make sense, and it wouldn't really change the fact, even if he did take extra few days from a story point of view. Like, just imagine like you're writing the story. It wouldn't really change the fact if they were, because they're already weakened. So having him increase his power even further while they're weakened for 3 days, it just doesn't make sense. Also, just like I said, since the last issue, Moro has collected all but one of the Dragon Balls, and the final one was being in the possessions of the Namekians, who were nursing Goku and Vegeta back to health. And conveniently, like I just said, for the first time ever, Goku doesn't have the energy to use instant transmission, and which has never been an issue for him before. It could be, like, you could argue the case that he could grab the energy from the Namekians, or Vegeta could spare him a few left to give him the energy to use instant transmission. But yeah, for convenience sake, it was made for Goku not being able to access instant transmission. But honestly, Goku being able to take off the last Dragon Ball makes way too much perfect of a solution and would undermine the drama. So I completely understand that. See, here's where I understand where some elements For the sake of drama, it happens. But the 3 days itself, it doesn't make sense because it doesn't have to be there. You see what I mean? But Goku not being able to use instant transmission, since it interferes with the drama, it hinders the drama, then I understand why they try to remove it to create tension. It's just like in the Cell Saga, or when they removed the Dragon Balls for a brief time when Piccolo and Kame fused together. They removed the Dragon Balls, so that creates drama and tension. You know, it would make too much sense if they stayed. So I understand those things. I'm not criticizing anything just because it's inconvenient. So while not the most action-packed chapter, there are some still pretty interesting character moments for me. The main one of which was Vegeta and his continued search for some kind of forgiveness from the Namekians regarding his actions against their race during the time on his first visit for the planet. During the original Frieza arc, if you remember in Dragon Ball Z, it obviously weighed on his mind when he was killing all those Namekians. Which is a testament to the change of Vegeta's characters. I know a lot of people don't like it and a lot of people are not a fan of Vegeta changing drastically, but the fact that they're going through that narrative and they're adding to his character, then it makes sense. So again, if you can execute it in a feasible way, in a possible way, and it makes sense that it's organically, then yes. But if it just happens sporadically with no sense of sort of hint or build up to that moment, then yes, I would agree with these people. But since we've seen Vegeta changing little by little, it does make sense. And this sort of gives me an indication, since Vegeta has that sort of line of thinking, you would think if you were someone who's rational and someone who knows how to make a satisfying story conclusion in some way, then you would feel that Vegeta has more motivation to beat Moro so far. I mean, Goku's motivation so far in Dragon Ball Super has not been convincing. It's not like in the Frieza arc and Saiyan arc where it was motivated by desire of like saving his friends and saving his family, or taking revenge from his fallen friends when Nappa killed all his buddies. Right now it feels Goku's just there just to makes himself stronger. He's just typical Goku. But Vegeta feels like it's more of a retribution thing for him. So it feels like it would be more appropriate, I would feel, if Vegeta gets the kill in this arc. But yeah, enough about Vegeta right now, enough about Goku, because this is all about Miras, who, I was gonna say Majin Buu, but then I remembered Miras, or Mirs, I don't know what you guys call him, because I haven't been paying attention about the pronunciations of characters. So tell me in the comments, is it Mirs or Miras? I honestly don't know, but let's just call him Mirs. Mirs used his technique, which again, I think we spoke about it before. It seems like there are hints that he has Ultra Instinct to some degree, but it just feels like I liked it, but also I didn't like it because it feels like they're taking the piss out of Goku and Vegeta and making them look totally incompetent. Because the fact that Mirs came up and he had this like really amazing cool entrance and he stopped Moro pretty easily, it really kind of sort of like shits on Goku and Vegeta in a way. I don't know if you guys felt it like that, but it sort of felt like that, you know? I don't know, tell me what you guys felt about that. But I also enjoyed the fact that when they brought Majin Buu and apparently he had some therapy or hypnosis that awakened the Supreme Kai inside him, or the Daimo Kai, the Lord of Lords, who is basically the boss of the Supreme Kais, which apparently only exists in Universe 7. Because why not? He doesn't exist in the other universes, or at least we didn't see him for one reason or another. But anyways, that spurs enragement from Moro, who gets really angry, and I honestly, it's one of those things that I cannot wait to see them animate it, and I hope they have some cool soundtracks for it. But the way he got really angry, that was so satisfying to see, the way he was like, oh damn you, you did this to me, I'm gonna make you pay. And then you see how Majin Buu's body manages to mess up Moro, because his body is and with that, you see how the Lord of Lords uses Majin Buu's body to its full capacity we see the regeneration, we see how his body is not affected by Moro's absorbing abilities, which again, that shows the kind of understanding that Toyotaro has over his characters. But from a power scaling point of view, I'm still a little bit confused. I don't know if Moro is God level, or is he Majin Buu levels of power? So if Vegeta and Goku weren't affected by Moro's ki absorption abilities, which was kind of disappointing that apparently like the Super Saiyan God Ki, like we already knew that God Ki is different than regular Ki, but apparently that doesn't make a difference. It could absorb their Keys. So why doesn't it affect Majin Buu? Is it because he's only magical? Though he has Ki. You know, he has the same sort of Ki that the regular Super Saiyans and regular Goku has without God Ki. So if anything would be special, and correct me if I'm wrong, it would be God Ki would be unobtainable, right? So because Moro seemed to not recognize it, at least he was like, yo, this is the power the only gods has, and he doesn't fuck with gods like Beerus, as far as we know. So that was a little bit confusing for me. I'm not trying to take anything away from Majin Buu, but I like to keep things like in line with what we know about Dragon Ball. So I don't like things that are inconsistent. I'm always like very worried about these things. So if you have something that you can add for me that doesn't spoil, then please do. But other than that, I thought this chapter was solid. It's a 7 out of 10 for me, and I cannot wait to see the other stuff. Like I can't wait to read the next chapter, and as soon as I do, I'll make another review for you guys. So tell me your thoughts down below. Tell me how you feel about what I said. Do you agree with some of the criticisms I have? I know it sounds like I'm bitching, but like I told you guys, I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to just be honest with you guys. And if you have any feelings regarding that, if you want me to filter myself, or you don't like that I'm being moany or bitchy, then it's fine. You can tell me in the comments. It won't piss me off. Like this is my way of learning stuff from you guys. So don't try to be like, oh, his opinion does not match my opinion, therefore I'm gonna hate on him. So just try to tell me if I'm wrong, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.